So Kyle, tell me about yourself. Well, I hold a Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from Oregon State University. I graduated December 2013. Since then, I have been in the job market looking for related opportunities. I accepted a contract position with Daimler Trucks North America as a service technician, working in the Customer Assistance Center, writing parts lists managed by Ken Pine. I chose to major in mechanical engineering because it is largely responsible for maintaining or improving the standard of living for human beings. We cannot live without the manufacturing processes that it mandates. I am looking to be rehired by Daimler Trucks as a mechanical validation technician working in the shaker table lab. So Kyle, what do you know about Daimler Trucks? Well, Daimler was the original inventor of the automobile. It's based in Germany. Freightliner Trucks was founded in Portland, Oregon in 1942. Daimler acquired Freightliner in 1981. They are known for a strong reputation as the leading provider of commercial trucks. Why do you want to work for Daimler Trucks, Kyle? I want to work for Daimler Trucks because mechanical engineering is at the heart of what Daimler specializes in, the automobile. I have directly applicable knowledge, experience, and skills, and I think I could do a great job of upholding your strong reputation. Daimler seems to be a great place to work, actually one of the best places to work in the Portland area, offering career growth as well as an opportunity to innovate in the commercial truck industry. I find the nature of the work to be interesting and very natural to my level of interest. This is what I want to do. So Kyle, tell me your top qualities. Why should I hire you? Well, I have knowledge of what employers are looking for in general. Besides the hard skills that I've already told you about that are directly applicable, I have studied soft skills with the Oregon Employment Department, participating in workforce workshops to help polish my presentation and be a more well-rounded, more attractive candidate to Daimler Trucks. For example, employers are looking for employees of high integrity, people who can hold it together under pressure and not come apart at the seams, that know the do's and don'ts. They are experts in professional conduct on the job, once again knowing how to act in dicey situations that maybe a new employee might have a difficult time with, knowing what to talk about and what not to talk about. Once again, employers are looking for employees that are reliable, someone that they can count on, someone who is punctual, has regular attendance, knows how to ask their supervisor for time off. Employers are looking for someone who's accountable, who will take responsibility for their actions. They are looking for employees who know how to separate their professional and personal life, and that will make a valuable contribution to the company rather than stand around and gab, for example. So I completed the interpersonal skills workshop where we learned about all of those personality traits that I just spoke about. I also learned about selling myself in interviews through the elevator pitch and other new employee skills. I should be hired over another candidate because I am committed to upholding your reputation. Like I said, I've worked for Daimler Trucks before. At this location, many employees and I are well acquainted, and I feel like I fit in well with the culture besides having directly applicable hard skills. I have a strong work ethic proved by my BSME degree and a strong sense of ethical conduct in the workplace per company policy and new employee orientations. I know how important this is to respect employee policy to survive in the workforce. I am adaptable, working with new and familiar people. I'm flexible with scheduling. I'm a positive team player who is considerate of and aims to please others. For example, as a student, I would maintain a clear schedule except for class sessions and doing other things like taking care of myself to improve chances of earning the best grade possible on team projects and maintain a B average or higher. Unlike some other students that were more selfish and less committed with lots of extracurricular activities, girlfriends, or part-time jobs. I was there to do one thing primarily, and that was earning an education in mechanical engineering. I am also willing to learn and grow my career with Daimler Trucks. I think this is a unique opportunity that others have not been as fortunate as I to embark upon. So Kyle, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I would like to be working as a mechanical validation technician for Daimler Trucks, meeting expectations, improving on performance goals, and earning the respect of my peers whom I interact with. I would aspire to possibly move to the next tier in the corporate hierarchy, possibly working as a mechanical design engineer, which is what I went to school for. However, that may be too ambitious of a goal. However, the current career track that I'm on is doing a good job of slowly preparing me for such a position by having me gradually learn Daimler's systems, initially working with bills of materials, seeing the parts, and completing the aftermarket resource training courses. Okay, can you provide an example of when you were asked to go above and beyond the call of duty? Yes, working as a parts management engineer with LSI Controls, I was asked to go in on a Saturday to complete a final inventory count for quarter 3. We had been making several preliminary counts that were not meeting expectation of corporate back in Ohio. So the value stream manager, Justin Schmidt, asked all of his subordinates, including myself, production, and the quality assurance hardware analyst, to do one last final count. So what we did is we made a plan to split up the workload evenly to get it done. We were just too busy during the week, and we had a hard time deciding whose true responsibility it was to count inventory. So we needed to count the parts room as well as the production floor where we put the lighting enclosures together. We divided it up against 6 people. There was 3 teams of 2. We divided up the areas, and we made tables of the parts, and we would write down the quantity, and then we put that all together into one final sheet to give to the value stream manager, and we were awarded with a free pizza party to the satisfaction of corporate in Ohio. Okay, can you tell me about a time when you were challenged, when you had to compromise, or you were challenged, you were having a difficult time accepting the way things were going in a group project? Yes, in the mechanical component or machine design, as it's typically called, course that I completed at Oregon State University, as a group of 4, we were asked to choose a mechanism to analyze for failure modes and effects, FMEA, and to suggest recommendations for redesign. So I had taken the time to study the course textbook, and I thought it was a great idea to analyze a bicycle transmission, since a lot of the equations in the book were related to gears and shafts. However, my team members outnumbered me, and the majority vote was to choose a typewriter, which does have force transmission systems. It's made of linkages transmitting the force from a key to the hammer in order to imprint an ink character onto paper. However, we did have some difficulty modeling the forces accurately because the equations weren't fitting. So Levi Hayden, the group leader, he did take it upon himself. He felt like that was his mistake to do more of the mathematical modeling. I took it upon myself as, I guess, the second in command to do the majority of the technical writing. I do enjoy doing that. As a student, I found a common pattern in most of the courses. Learning the language of the subject was the primary objective. The first sessions of any course are spent outlining the vocabulary, so that way we can establish a common language amongst the students, and it facilitates an easier time talking about complex subjects like machine design, fluid mechanics, hydraulic systems, fatigue, things like that. Yes, and I am also well versed in those subjects required for this position. So, what are some of your strengths? Well, like I was saying, my prerequisite knowledge in these areas. I know how to model variable stress loading and as a function of frequency, and able to predict how long a mechanical system such as a spring mass damper system like we will be testing for truck suspensions. I'm enthusiastic about mechanical engineering. I think I work well with people. People like working with me, and oftentimes I'm assigned more responsibility than others because of my level of commitment. What are some of your weaknesses? My primary weakness is dealing with office politics and the dicey, at times unethical situations that come up. Oftentimes I'll find myself being dragged into gossip or other conversation topics that are clearly unethical and not good to talk about in the workplace. I find it to be a test as to whether or not I know how to act accordingly, or if I will get in trouble with HR. I would say I also have a difficult time showing enough respect to others. That's another common feedback that I get from people, that I don't put it out there enough, that People find me difficult to get to know when all I'm trying to do is to cover my own by being careful about what I'm talking about. It's not that I'm being standoffish or that I don't want to get to know you. Of course I have those curiosities. I'm human too. I'm not a robot, but I know how important it is to respect company policy, to stay productive. And so that is definitely something that I have struggled with in my early career, is dealing with others tactfully. Thank you for your time. I hope to hear back from you.